Everyone, welcome back to the MongoDB tutorials. These tutorials are brought to you by Zeedup Technologies and Services. In this video, we are going to explore more about the basics and the background of MongoDB. So in the previous video, we discussed that MongoDB is actually a NoSQL database. Okay. So basically in this video, we are going to explore the types of the databases and their examples, and try to understand that why NoSQL database are used nowadays and why are they preferred over the other databases. So we will be addressing the shortcomings of the other databases and comparing them with the NoSQL databases. So when we talk about the types of database, we have three types of databases. The first is the RDBMS, that is the Relational Database Management System. The second type is the OLAP, that stands for Online Analytical Processing. And the third is the NoSQL, which is a recently developed database. So let us just explore all about these databases in detail and try to understand a few things about them. So first of all, we will be covering the RDBMS, that is the Relational Database Management Systems. So all the database management systems, for example, the SQL Server, IBM DB2 and MySQL are actually dependent on this RDBMS. It is called so because it is based upon the relational model that was introduced by EF Code. The basic of this database management system is that the data is organized in the form of rows and columns, which are accumulated together as tables, and these tables are related with one another. The data is represented in the terms of the tuples or the rows, and they are categorized on the basis of the columns or attributes. It is one of the most commonly used database and has tables which connect with one another. Now, the second example of the database or the type of the database we have is OLAP. It stands for Online Analytical Processing. It is actually the technology that is used behind many of the business intelligence applications. OLAP is actually a powerful technology that is used for data discovery, including the capabilities for report viewing, complex calculations, analytical calculations, and predicting the what if scenario or forecasting something or planning something. OLAP performs multidimensional analysis of the data and provides the possibility of trend analysis, sophisticated data modeling, etc. It is foundation for many applications for business performance management, planning, budgeting, forecasting, financial reporting, analysis, simulation models, etc. So some of the examples of OLAP are Mondorian Server, IBM Cognos, and Apache Kylin. Third, that is the NoSQL database, in which we would be focusing the most, is what we are going to see about. So NoSQL database is a non-relational database management system. It does not require a fixed schema. It avoids the complex operations such as joins, which are present in the RDBMS. So it is easy to scale. The major purpose of using a NoSQL database is for distributed data stores with humongous data storage needs. So NoSQL is very easily used for big data and real-time web applications. An example could be for popular websites or popular sites like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google, etc. They collect terabytes of the user data every single day. And for this kind of a data, the NoSQL databases are considered a perfect match. NoSQL stands for not only SQL or not SQL, and Karl Strauss introduced the NoSQL concept in the year 1998. The traditional RDBMS uses the SQL syntax to store and retrieve data for further insights. Instead, a NoSQL database system encompasses a wide range of database technologies that can store structured, semi-structured, unstructured and polymorphic data. So this is what the NoSQL database does. Now we have some of the examples of the NoSQL database, such as MongoDB. So MongoDB is actually a document-oriented NoSQL database, and Couch database is also a document-based NoSQL database. But Cassandra here, that is present in the image, is a column-based NoSQL database. Okay, so there are different types of databases in NoSQL database as well. Now the question comes, why NoSQL databases? So I hope I'm able to explain something about that to you all. But if not, so let me just explain it again, that with the help of an example. Suppose we are trying to design a database for Google, for a site like Google. It has different applications. It can be like the search engine, the Chrome web browser, the Google Maps, the YouTube, which is a product of Google. Then we have the apps like Play Store and Google Play Books. Okay, so suppose there is a user who has all these apps on his phone or on his PC, and he is searching for something on YouTube. Suppose he is searching for like travel vlogs on YouTube. Then what does Google do? It stores this data from the user. When the user opens the Chrome browser, then he will show him the ads related to those travel destinations. Similarly, if you are searching for a particular app on Play Store, or you are searching for a particular book on Google Play Books, then that data is collected, then that search data is collected and stored in an unstructured format. And then the ads based upon the user preferences are shown to the users for a better target, because it is more likely that a user is able to buy a product if he is already interested in that, rather than just being randomly shown the ads. So this is where NoSQL database finds its greatest application, that is in the unstructured and the semi-structured format, which means the data which is not organized into a particular structure, or cannot be organized into a particular structure. That is why nowadays NoSQL databases are gaining popularity day by day. So this was about why NoSQL databases. Now there are some of the advantages of the NoSQL databases. So what are the advantages of the NoSQL databases? It supports query language. So if you have the knowledge of any query language, then you would be able to work on it. Its performance is fast and it provides horizontal scalability, which was not possible in the case of the tables. Okay. So this was about the advantages of the NoSQL database. Now let us talk about the types of the NoSQL database. So there are 4 types of NoSQL databases. The first one is the key value pair based stores. So the data is stored in the form of the keys and the values. And the examples of this database are RISC, Tokyo Cabinet, Redis Server, etc. The second is the column-oriented databases. So the column-oriented databases store the data in the form of a column, and it is kind of similar to the table-like structure, but it is different. Some examples include Cassandra, HBase, Hypertable, etc. Document-oriented NoSQL database are the third type, which store and retrieve the data as a key value pair, but the value part is stored as a document. The document can be in a JSON or XML format. The value is understood by the database and can be queried as well. Some examples include Couch database, MongoDB, SimpleDB, etc. Graph-based database are the last type of the NoSQL database. They store the entities as well as the relation among those entities. Entity is stored as a node, while the relationship is stored as the edge. So every node and edge has a unique identifier. Compared to a relational database where tables are loosely connected, a graph database is multi-relational in nature. Traversing relationships is fast in this database. Some examples include infinite graph, orient database, flock database, etc. So this is all for this video in which we learned some of the basics of the NoSQL database. And that's all for this video. Thanks for watching.